They look good, don't they?
Real nice
They look
today.
real good.
Love what you've done with your hair.
We love that you're tuning into our favorite streaming channel today all day.
We're halfway through the week, folks. Hoda and I are right here in the studio. You're at home right now watching our digital show, or maybe you're on the road, but you're watching Today in 30. We've got another packed half hour ahead. It's starting with, unfortunately, the new COVID outbreak shutting down schools just as the new year begins, and the alarm being sounded now over several new strains of the virus. We've got a full report.
Yeah, then we'll also have an inside look at what's next for pop star Britney Spears. This after her father suddenly asked the judge to end the controversial court order that controls her life right now.
And then the lovely Jessica Chastain stopped by to tell us about her new series. It's getting a lot of buzz.
So let's hit play because it's time for
Today in 30. Now we move to the pandemic and concerns. The coronavirus has still not peaked. This is more children are getting infected, and yet another dangerous strain has emerged from coast to coast. NBC national correspondent Miguel Almaguer is in Los Angeles for us with more. Miguel, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. Some are calling this the perfect storm, the convergence of cold and flu season, just as more children head back to school and a new COVID strain emerges, even as the Delta variant still thrives. Today, President Biden's expected to outline a six-pronged approach to fight the highly contagious variant.
As the country struggles to get the COVID surge fueled by the Delta variant under control, now concerns about the virus mutating yet again. The WHO recently labeled the Mu strain as a variant of interest. It's been found in nearly every state in the U.S., though still far less common than Delta. The WHO has labeled at least 9 different variants as of concern or interest as COVID continues to rage.
It's continuously evolving, trying to find the right key, sort of like a locksmith molding a key to break through the gates of our own immune defenses.
Some data suggests Mu could be resistant to antibodies or vaccines, though more research is needed. Dr. Fauci says the government doesn't consider the Mu variant an immediate threat, but notes that as long as a significant number of Americans aren't vaccinated, COVID will develop increasingly dangerous variants.
As long as the virus keeps circulating like that, you give it the opportunity to mutate, and when it mutates, you can form another variant which might actually escape the protection of the vaccines.
One of the populations most at risk, those who can't get vaccinated, children under 12. Just as more kids head back to the classroom, the number of child COVID cases is skyrocketing across the country.
I love you. You're going to be good in school?
The American Academy of Pediatrics says last week more than 250,000 children tested positive for the virus. That's more than a quarter of all new cases nationwide. While it appears severe illness is more uncommon in kids, COVID outbreaks have already led to 1,400 school closures in 35 states.
And Miguel, you mentioned the president set to outline a new strategy on fighting the Delta variant. What more do we know about it?
Well, the president's expected to call for more help from public and private sectors, which could include vaccine mandates to boost the vaccination numbers. The latest count from the CDC shows nearly 177 million Americans are now fully vaccinated. Savannah?
Miguel, thank you very much.
Stick around because there's much more coming up on Today in 30. Now to a major development in the battle over Britney Spears' freedom.
Yeah, her father has now filed a petition to end her conservatorship entirely. It is an unexpected twist in a legal drama that's been playing out for years. NBC News Now anchor Joe Fryer joins us with the details on this. This was a bit of a stunner.
Yeah, it is a big development. So after 13 years under a conservatorship led by her father, Jamie, Britney Spears could soon reclaim control over her fortune and her life. Well, their father had already agreed to step down as conservator. His new request to free his daughter from the conservatorship altogether is being seen as a potentially huge victory for Team Britney.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Britney Spears could soon be a free woman to spend her life and her money however she wants. For the past 13 years, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, has been part of a strict conservatorship in charge of her $60 million estate. The Conservatorship was put into place after several public breakdowns, but that could soon change. Late Tuesday, Jamie Spears filed a petition, which has been seen by NBC News, that states his daughter is entitled to have this court now seriously consider whether this conservatorship is no longer required, adding that Britney's circumstances have changed to such an extent that grounds for establishment of a conservatorship may no longer exist. The petition also argues that Britney should not be required to undergo a new psychological evaluation to terminate the guardianship, something the 39-year-old pop star told the court she refuses to do. Britney has tried to remove her father from his conservator role twice in the last 2 years, and in recent months she gave explosive testimony in court where she pleaded for her conservatorship to end. In emotional testimony, she called it abusive, alleging she's been forced to perform, take antidepressants, and was prevented from removing an IUD meant to stop pregnancy. Jamie Spears insists he had nothing to do with his daughter's alleged bad treatment.
There's a lot that people don't know.
Renewed interest in the star's well-being was ignited by a New York Times documentary framing Britney Spears, released earlier this year. Since then, the Free Britney movement has exploded, with a growing number of famous friends and fans joining the chorus. Even the Princess of Pop herself has taken to social media, using the hashtag Free Britney to celebrate recent courtroom victories. Some of Britney's supporters are cautiously optimistic.
It's not truly going to be a victory until she actually is emancipated and has the opportunity, if she wants to pursue action against some of the people that she feels have wronged her.
Spears' new attorney is calling the filing vindication, but adds in part, it appears that Mr. Spears believes he can try to avoid accountability and justice, but as we assess his filing, our investigation will continue. The battle not yet over, but freedom for Britney seemingly within reach.
So, Joe, I mean, any sense of what might have caused this change of heart? Clearly, Britney's lawyers aren't exactly buying it from the father.
Yeah, his lawyer outlined a few examples recently that showed they say Britney was capable of maintaining a level of independence that wouldn't require a conservatorship. They argue she demonstrated that by doing things like driving herself around, choosing her own lawyer, which shows the court trusts her with major decisions, that maybe she can make her own business decisions. Now, Britney's release from the conservatorship still needs court approval. The next hearing on the matter is scheduled for later this month, September 29th.
All right, Joe, thank you very much.
So all this week, we're going on the job with people who aren't really working your typical office job, shall we say. So this morning, Natalie Morales caught up with an award-winning photographer who is making quite a splash. Literally, quite a splash. Hey, Nat.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, that's right. Renee Capozzola was named Underwater Photographer of the Year just a few months ago. She is the first woman and the first American to hold that prestigious title. And amazingly, underwater photography isn't even her primary profession.
The first time that I went scuba diving, it was like a whole new world opened up for me.
For Renee Capozzola, dipping below the ocean's surface is almost spiritual.
What do you love about that sensation of being in the water?
I feel at peace when I'm in the water. I feel relaxed, and I also feel a sense of adventure.
Hoping to capture that feeling, Renee started taking photographs of her marine life discoveries.
So you never had a photography class?
No. When I first started shooting, it was just experimenting. It was like a hobby with just this cheap little compact camera. And then over time, as I became more interested in the photography and I got better equipment, I started acquiring books on photography and online articles. I picked up a lot of tips from various people over the years.
Renee started submitting her work to photo contests, mostly, she says, so she'd have an opportunity to write articles and share her other passion, marine biology.
The end result is that carbon is highly reactive.
She's been teaching the subject to high school students for the last 18 years. Her real-world experience helping to frame their studies.
I see her pictures all around the classroom, and they really bring to light what we shouldn't take for granted in our oceans. It enhances our classroom discussions.
Being a biology teacher and being familiar with the importance of marine ecosystems, to see the deterioration of coral reefs, pollution, and the effects of overfishing, and to see that stuff personally in the ocean, I became very passionate about wanting to use my pictures, which I think are a powerful tool, to get people's attention and to raise awareness about conserving the marine environments.
Renee might have stumbled into photography as a profession, but her approach to capturing those striking images is anything but casual. That's especially true for this winning shot, the one that recently earned her the title of Underwater Photographer of the Year.
Tell me about capturing that perfect shot and how much work it took for that little moment.
I had done a lot of shooting in that location before, which was in French Polynesia. For this particular trip, which was in August of 2020, I really wanted to do something creative and different, and I also wanted to, show sharks in a positive light, to raise awareness, to protect these animals that need protection, that need conservation. It took numerous attempts over about a 2-week period.
Did you know right away, like, oh, I just got it?
Yeah, actually sometimes I do, but not on that particular night. Not until I went back and actually looked through the camera and put it on the computer, then I thought that I had something.
Despite underwater conditions being less than optimal on this cloudy day, we decided to give it a go here on California's Catalina Island.
Tell me about your lens here and what you can shoot with this.
Yeah, so what I've got on here is a wide-angle lens, and then I've got a large dome port, which works well, especially for the half-and-half shots or the split shots, where you can see half above the surface and half below. And I was hoping to do some of those shots with you when we first get in.
It's cold! Okay, let's go for it.
All right.
And after some time in the brisk water, Renee let me star in one final shot. Picture perfect.
Pretty cool shot there, guys. Now, when Renee isn't teaching here in Southern California, she's researching her next trip and planning her next photo shoots, usually with her husband and 2 sons in tow. It's a vacation for them, but for her, it's work, but it's truly what she loves to do. And she says that in the 17 years that she's been diving, she has never once felt frightened by a shark.
Wow.
I believe her, but I can't say the same. I don't think I could be as brave. I mean, swimming with that guy? No, not the turtle.
Yeah.
The shark.
Oh, I was going to say,
How close
turtles
was she
frightening.
to the shark? So does that camera, let her kind of take pictures from a distance?
It's really cool because what it allows her to do, it's got that dome. So that's her specialty, is that split shot where you can see, above, you see that skyline view, but then also underwater. And it's just really amazing how much, and how close they are to the surface.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Right there.
The sharks were pretty close. Does she sell the photographs? Does she sell them, or does she just keep them?
Well, for the most part, she does sell some photos. Yes, she does have a website set up, Renee Capozzola, but she also, her real intention is all about conservation and her messaging. And she says she personally has seen, the devastation in the oceans by, just seeing, for example, the coral reefs and how they've been stripped, and shark populations, how they've been decimated. So that's her real intention, is putting her art out there and her messaging, which she writes a lot of articles now about as well,
awesome.
because of her photos.
The picture she took of you is really cool. That's a keeper.
That's a framer. Really cool. Thank you for that.
That
was terrific.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Natalie.
We are so excited because this morning we are catching up with the multi-talented actress Jessica Chastain. Earned an Oscar nomination for her role in The Help, and then she went on to win a Golden Globe for her portrayal of a CIA agent in Zero Dark 30.
Well, now Jessica is starring in the highly anticipated HBO drama Scenes from a Marriage.
She plays Mira, a tech executive struggling with the ebbs and flows of marriage to her husband, played by Oscar Isaac.
Let's talk about it right now.
No.
Let's talk.
It's too late.
Come on, let's talk.
Jonathan, it's too late.
Mira, I know that I've made my fair share of mistakes, okay? And I take responsibility for that.
No, don't go there.
You
don't have any responsibility. You didn't make any mistakes, and I didn't make any mistakes, and we're not going to get into blame, because if we do that, I will go crazy. So this isn't anyone's fault. It's just the way that it is.
Jessica, good morning. It's so good to see you.
Good morning, everybody. We're in person.
Yes,
I know.
You just flew in from Venice?
Yeah,
and
I was
now
at the
you're
festival.
Here? Oh, this is terrific. So this is a remake of that 70s Ingmar Bergman movie. How is this one different?
Well, the original explores gender in a relationship in the 1970s, and this one explores it in 2020. And so much has changed for women and men. And so it's interesting, and we've done a little bit of a flip-flop with what the character's behavior. So it'll be interesting to revisit.
Your facial expression was good with that one. It's like,
Clearly, we just saw from that scene, I mean, this is a very emotional role. You even said it kind of tested your friendship with Oscar Isaac. How so? I mean, you are acting.
Yeah, we're acting, but also Oscar and I have been friends. We went to college together, so we've been friends more than half of our lives.
Wow.
And we know so much about each other, so we know how to make each other laugh without even saying anything. We can almost read each other's minds. But it also means we could, like, hurt each other really strongly. So, like, in the scenes, we would know how to get to the other one. Before the first, I play a character who's the breadwinner in the family. In the very first episode, sometimes before action, I would turn to Oscar, who plays the main caregiver of our child, and be like, the house looks really, really messy. Why didn't you clean it? And he was like,
you know how to dig.
There you go.
Yeah, I know how to dig in.
Well, so speaking of that chemistry, can we please talk about this video, Jessica? So,
what are you holding your head?
So yesterday, true story, I'm on Instagram, and it took over my Instagram feed. I promise to goodness.
I know. Let me just say, though, this is a slow motion video, and everything is super sexy and stuff.
But you had fun with it. I saw on Twitter. You guys are, happily married or what have you. But, what was
to other people?
Yes, let's make that clear. Sorry.
Happily married to other people. But now that you gave us the backdrop of the friendship, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, I think it was really funny because when you look at it in regular speed,
this is your.
I'm looking straight ahead, and he looks over at me, and he just kind of goes to give me like a peck on my elbow, and at the same time, I'm going to give him a hug. So all of a sudden, his face ends up in my armpit.
Yeah, it's almost like he's sniffing you.
No, but he made a joke out of it. Like, look, he's smiling there, and then all the photographers started laughing, and I'm like, what just happened?
You know what? I think I can't psychoanalyze people, but I just think it's so romantic and charming and beautiful. I think a lot of us are just like, oh, how beautiful.
That's friendship.
We have all been locked in our houses for so long. When this video went viral, I was like, people just need to see people touch. Hold each other.
Good point.
And that's why you should watch Scenes from a Marriage.
There you go. Oh, trust me, people will watch.
And another project you've got coming up that we are all excited about, The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yes.
What was it like stepping into that role?
Oh my gosh, that was the scariest and most difficult part I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm singing, I'm preaching, I have all this physical transformation. She's from International Falls, Minnesota, so there's an accent. Her voice is super high. I mean, her energy level is like at a 15, and from 1 to 10, she's a 15 all the time. So yeah, it was a big leap of faith.
And what about the makeup side to it? I mean, it must have been it's just so much. How did you transform into her?
Well, I had the help of an incredible makeup team and hair team and prosthetics team, and the longest we worked was 7.5 hours.
Wow. On makeup.
On makeup. And I remember my very first day of shooting, it was my pickup was 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my goodness!
Which you guys are probably.
That's what I say. That's like our shift.
But we're not in hair and makeup for 7 hours.
And I'm not spending that time.
That's Monday through Friday.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, Jessica, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Kidding me? I'm just happy to try to get back to normal again.
I know.
I mean, I want to also throw my arms around everyone.
We'll get there
eventually. All right, Jessica, thank you. And Scenes from a Marriage premieres September 12th on HBO.
We hope that you're going to come back for another great morning tomorrow on Today. Mike Tirico, he'll be here to kick off Thursday Night Football on
We are
NBC.
so ready for some football. Can't wait. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.